All right, I am trying to get my laptop to go onto a bigger screen so I can see comments, and it's not cooperating, so just bear with me for a second. Oh, this is so frustrating sometimes, you guys. Sorry about this. Let me just log out of YouTube on my laptop and try to go back in again. So let's see. All right, I got it. Okay, I just needed to go out and then come back in. So, hello everybody. I am going to be using the Playful Pets Designer Series paper tonight, courtesy of my cat from last night. She came into my room. She probably will do the same thing again, but we'll see. She gets super jealous when she hears other people talking, and it's not about her. But I hope you guys are doing well. Oh, I see Renee's here. Hello, Renee. Hope you're doing well. All right, so we're going to be using a one stamp set tonight. I'm actually not even going to stamp because I've already done that with the Many Messages bundle. So we'll be showcasing that in a little bit. I actually showcased it on my YouTube channel a couple times with some other card projects. So while we're just kind of waiting for a couple more people to come on, we'll just take a look at the card. So this card here is, again, got so many different layers. This was a challenge card to my team. Actually, not this particular card, but what I mean by that is, I don't know, I've had this one designed for over a month. So once in a while, I'll give my team a challenge, and I'll just take one off of Pinterest, really. It's so easy to do that. And I give them a sketch, and I give them usually, since they're all kind of new stampers, they might need to see a visual here. So it kind of helps them out if they don't really know how to work with designer series paper or layering in general. I'd like to find a sketch challenge that has kind of a layout here and also gives you an example of one that was done. So that's how I came up with this sketch challenge. And when I do a challenge, I also participate. So this is the one I came up with for that Mojo Monday challenge. So it uses a lot of different layers. So we've got our card base here, which is white, and then basic black, Playful Pets, basic black, Playful Pets. There's so many different layers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 layers on this card. Okay, so we'll be making one tonight. Actually, did I count the banner? I'm not sure. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, 10 layers. Okay. Oh no, 11. I forgot this strip of basic black under here. So 11 layers on this card, but you know, it's really super easy to cut out. It does use eighth of an inch on your ruler. So I'll go over the measurements with this. But I think we'll just start going on with the project. Don't forget about my make and takes, which I'll kind of showcase at the end. And then at the very, very end, we'll go over some of the prizes that I have actually given away that have not been claimed yet. I can't believe it's like a repeat. I keep repeating myself about that. And then I'll show you what I'll be giving away tomorrow night. All right, so we're gonna start with this card here. We are actually going to make a cat version of the same card, but it's just different cardstock. I used red instead of black, real red. So here's the Playful Pets, and this is not on special, which I'm surprised because it's not carrying over. So the price is still $11.50. I think because it's so popular. But I could be wrong, I'm not sure. But it's on page 149 of the current annual catalog. And it works with basic black, cinnamon cider, early espresso, flirty flamingo, real red, and soft suede. And at the time they were using Whisper White, and we all know that Whisper White is no longer, and we are working with basic white. Okay, so lots of like pop colors, strong, bold colors, especially the reds and the blacks. Okay, so that's the paper we'll be using. Now, let's go over slowly all the measurements for your card here. So I'll take everything out. I've got everything cut. I've got everything die cut. So it should go fairly quickly, okay? So let's see. I'm gonna work, I always like to work bottom to top. So I'm gonna flip this over so it's a little bit easier as we take the layers off here. So here's the white. This is basic white here, or it could have been Whisper White. I honestly can't remember. I did cut these over a month ago, so it's probably Whisper White, but it doesn't really matter. It's a white card base, cut 4 1/4 by 11. I've already scored it at 5 1/2. And then I've got a piece of real red cardstock. This is cut 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then we've got the cute cats here, really cute. I love this one here. It's cut 3 3/4 by 5. It's gonna get layered right on that real red with just 1/8 of an inch border. So I think I'm going to adhere that down right now. Now you could totally use this side as well, which actually I'm going to use this side. I did forget about that, but because in the example here, I used the paw prints for the dog. Okay, so I'll do this, I'll kind of try to do the same kind of layout. Okay, but those cats are really cute too. All right, so let me just shift over a little bit. I've got wires and cords going to my phone because I didn't want it to kind of die on me. I've had that happen before. Both my laptops and my phone died on the same night at the same time. So must have been I don't know, power or something. That was kind of horrible. But actually it was right down at the very end, done. I was almost done my live, so I guess it didn't really matter. All right, so we've got that here. We got the fish and the hearts and the black dots on the real red. Okay, so then this is going to go right on the card base. So we're just going to add our adhesive, very easy. Don't need a lot. You can see I didn't make it all the way around. I just kind of did 2 solid lines and then a little bit on each side. We're going to layer this right down on that white cardstock. Okay, equal borders, top, bottom, left, and right. And hopefully my lighting is a little bit better. So if you've been on earlier in the week and you noticed a big difference or maybe a slight difference in the brightness, please let me know. I've been experimenting with my ring light and I brought it really, really close to my camera. So I think that was the issue. All right, so that's all set. Let's set that one aside. And then we're going to go with, actually we need this one here. This is cut 3/4 of an inch by 4. So we're just going to add our adhesive here. 1 strip will do. And let's just bring this right back in here. Now I want to go kind of lower. And I'm going to go over the edge here on both sides about 1/8 of an inch. And I'm about maybe 1 1/4 inches from the bottom. Okay, so that's going to go right across straight like that. So far so good. Anybody can do this layout, you guys. All right, so let's set this one aside. Then we're going to work with this red cardstock. This is cut 3 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then we're going to take this piece of the cat print. It's got cat food, some yarn, some fish on a stick here, a paw print, a feather, all the things that cats love. Okay, and on the other side, it's got a print, paws, jump, paw jump, love, meow, purr, snooze, yawn. So all different kind of words. So we're going to use the words just like the dog one. That one had the play, love, bark, scratch, dig, I don't know, chase, wag, play. So let's just, we're gonna add this designer, this side, the printed side, so we can see it. We'll flip it over. You'll just have to be careful that you don't put your cardstock on upside down, so you wanna be able to read it. Again, we've just got an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around the top, bottom, left, and right. All right, so super easy. This one we're gonna pop up with dimensionals and give it a little bit of height because we wanna give it some kind of layering. So we'll just flip this over. I've got my sheet of dimensionals here. I always love to have at least 5 of these packages on hand because we can just go through a lot of them, and then all of a sudden we're going to be like have none. So I highly recommend you have at least a couple packs in your craft room there. So what I just did was I just used my thumbnail to just give it a little push from the back side, so those little pieces kind of come up and they're much easier to pull off. We'll just peel those off. Okay. And of course, we all find these everywhere. I'm just going to throw them over to the side there. Now this panel here is going to get added to the left side, and I kind of like to look that I have equal border on the top, left, and bottom. And you can see that red cardstock coming through now. Okay, so that will go on here. All right, so then the next layer is going to be these two pieces here. We can do whatever we want with this one. The dog pattern had the red stripes. This, we don't want to do this. We don't want it to look like this. So with the words on both panels. So we're going to have this showing on the top. All right, so these two pieces are cut, let's see, 2 1/8 by, so 2 1/8 by 4 1/8. And then this designer series paper here, Playful Pets, is just cut 2 by 4. So super, I think that's 2. It doesn't look like it, but let me just double check. Yeah, 2 by 4. So super easy. Maximize your paper. So I'm just going to add my adhesive. Just 3 lines will be just fine. And then again, this one gets put on that red cardstock, real red, 1/8 of an inch. So all of the borders are equal, 1/8 of an inch all the way around. This one here is going to get adhered, but I'm going to put it flush right on top of this one because I don't want to pop it up anymore, because then you're going to have problems with your envelope. So this will get adhered, and as you can notice, we're going to want to put dimensionals on this side because we want to give it a little bit of support, and then our adhesive is going to go underneath this section here. So if we flip it over, remember our adhesive now is on this side here. So just one strip will be fine. And then you can just take 2 is fine, 2 dimensionals, and we'll just peel those off. And then we'll just bring this right back in here. And then this is going to go right on here. And I'm kind of looking at the top and the bottom, so we have equal distance. And we have about maybe 3/8 of an inch here. And then just press that down, and then just press where those dimensionals are. So now that's really stuck on there pretty good. All right, then the next piece is going to be our stitch circles. So I die cut these ahead of time, and don't forget, these are retiring, you guys. So if you don't have these in your craft room, it's a really nice die set of circles, ovals, and squares. And so you can see here, I used the stitch squares to die cut some basic black and one of the dogs there from the pattern paper. And then here, I used the real red cardstock with one of those really fun cats with the flirty flamingo ears and a little like bow or collar or something like that. So super, super cute. All right, so we'll just flip that over and we'll just add 2 lines of adhesive there. And then we're just going to put this one right over top. So again, super cute little cat, right? Another color combination you could use for this and look really nice is Flirty Flamingo, because we've got Flirty Flamingo in the paper here. All right, so now we just got to decide where this is going to go, okay? I kind of like adding the sentiment strip over top of this one that's going underneath, kind of like what we did here. Okay, so before I put this on, I want to look at my sentiments. So my sentiments come from a bundle in the mini catalog. It is called Many Messages. Okay, so what it is a stamp set, and it's one large, let me just show you. It's one large stamp here, so you can kind of pull it off. It's a cling stamp, of course. And on one side, you've got the sticky side here. And then on this side is the red rubber. So you could use a Stamparatus, or you can use an, I think it's an F block, the very, very big block, which actually I have. So let me just show you. It's one of these really, really big blocks. Yep, it is the F block. So to mount this on the F block, because it kind of just barely fits, but it does fit. So you would just add this right on here. And then I just kind of give it a press. And if you want to just flip it over and do this, just to make sure it's all on there. But the cling stamps really, they adhere very, very well. All right, so that's one way of doing it, or you can use your Stamparatus as well and just stamp that way, okay? So then what it does, it looks like this after you stamp. Okay, there's a little, this is just my sample sheet here. And then what you do is this stamp set comes as a bundle. And here's the die, and it's called Messages Die. And this is carrying over to the new catalog, which is really nice. So this will just get added here, and then you just die cut all of this all at once, and you have all of these sentiments you can go to when you need a sentiment. So some of us just like to make cards and not put sentiments on it and wait until you have an occasion where somebody may have maybe lost a pet, or actually added a pet to their family or what have you, or maybe the pet has a birthday or is sick or something like that, where you can just pull out a sentiment and add it to the card. So this is how that all works, okay? So what I do is I usually cut about, maybe 5 of them. And then I have this little storage container that had embroidery floss in it many, many years ago when I used to cross stitch. Have you guys ever cross stitched? I can't do that anymore because my eyes are just too old for that. But in this little box has lots of sentiments that I've already die cut. So basically all I want to do is I want to find a sentiment that's in red, okay? And I know I've cut some in red. That's going to go with that card. So I'm so happy to hear of your exciting news. Congratulations. Well, that one might work. So let's pull that one out. And then your kindness means more than you could ever imagine. And that's the one I used for the dog. So let's leave that one out. You can also die cut, cardstock or designer series paper. Here I did die cut some paper. This is the Flower for Every Seasons, which I've used the last 2 nights. Okay, and then here's one too. Hoping your day is full of love, laughter, and joy. Well, that one might work as well. So then we can go to maybe another one that we might like. So I'm so happy to celebrate these moments with you. Whoops, we'll pull that one out. So if you see how I just do this, it's just kind of like, kind of random. All right, so that's a thank you one. And just kind of go through them and see. There's lots of different ones. All right, hooray, it's your birthday. That one's fun if somebody loves cats. All right, so see what I mean? It's just like whatever you want, you can kind of go to your little box there. So I've got quite a few out, so we'll just take a look and see which one will work the best. All right, so, and then we'll just kind of pick and choose. So you can kind of, before you put this on, you might want to just figure out what sentiment you want to use. So we could, for instance here, we could slide this little circle, the circle's over here with the cats, and then we could just add this right here. That one will look fine as well, okay? Then what we also could do is do something very similar to what I did with the dogs, okay? And then we would put this here, and then the sentiment I would choose to put kind of over top of that strip because I think it's kind of more pleasing to the eye. And then all these other long strips here can be the same way. Now this one I don't think really looks all that great, even though this is cursive writing. This is cursive too, and I just think it gets lost. So I think we need a font that works a little bit different. Now here's the one I used for the dog, okay? That one works perfectly as well. And then we've got, hooray, it's your birthday. So again, this is a little bit smaller, so I'd probably kind of go off to the side like this. And then we've got, thank you. Okay, so I don't like that one just because it's too like scallopy and it doesn't really go with all of the rectangles. I think I'm gonna go with either hooray, it's your birthday. I don't want to do a long sentiment strip because I want to try to do something a little bit different than the dog card. So I think I'm going to go with I'm so happy to celebrate these moments with you. Okay. And then we're just going to figure out where this goes because this is really thick already. Okay. You might have a problem getting it in a card. Think it'll work? Yeah, it should work. So we could pop it up even more. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, let's see, I think I'm going to add this one a little bit lower and then I'm just going to add this one just like that. So yeah, I think that's going to work. All right, so this panel here is a little bit higher than this one, but not too much. Just, you know, basically your designer series paper and your cardstock. So you don't really need some dimensionals. If you want to pop it up one more layer, well, then you can go ahead, but it could get a little bit tight in your envelope. So I'm just going to layer this right on top, add 2 lines of adhesive there. And then we'll add this little cute cat. Maybe I'll go off the edge a little bit just to give it a little bit of character, and that the cat is now in the center of the line, the panel there. So I think that looks good. And then here's our little sentiment here. All right, now this one, if you wanted to pop it up, I think I'm gonna pop this one up. Let's try it. If it doesn't work, we can peel them off. So let's just add this one and this one. I'm not pressing down too hard, it's just for placement. And then we'll add this here. So, yeah, so we got a little problem because this is a little bit higher, so it's not really all that flat. But I think it's gonna work. So I'm gonna leave those dimensionals on there because it's all about dimension in this card, so we're just gonna add it on and see how it all looks together. We're gonna kind of put some bling on it as well, so let's add this one right about there. Okay, so far so good. Now even to add a little bit more bling, we can add in the red rhinestones. These are the basic jewels. And what I'll do is just kind of put them throughout the card, not too many, but we'll see, maybe 3 or 5. Okay, so I'm just using the take your pick tool, the putty side, And then we're just gonna figure out where is the best place to put these. So I think I'm gonna put them in the white space here. And then of course I'm gonna put one down here just to make sure our eyes kind of go everywhere when we look at the card. And then let's put one here. So that's 3. We're gonna add 2 more because they're really tiny. And we wanna kind of bling this all out. And then let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll put one right here. Okay, so that's plenty. All right, so that is our card. Now for a coordinating envelope, let's take the cats here. All right, this is kind of the back side, kind of boring. So we're gonna add the cats to the flap of our envelope here. So this is just a scrap. I'm gonna grab my silicone craft sheet because I do not want my work surface here to get all sticky. All right, and I've got dimensional backings everywhere. All right, so we're just gonna add the adhesive along the side there and then all the way around the edge. Now, do you guys add designer series paper to your envelope flaps? I would love to know if that's something you do, or do you kind of stamp on them, or kind of do both? All right, so this is directional paper. So we wanna make sure when the flap is down that our cats are not upside down, okay? So be mindful of the direction of your paper. I'm gonna add this to the bottom corner here, right along the score line. And just give it a good press. Now what I like to do is when I trim this off, I like to use scissors that I don't really care too much about. And I forgot them, so I had to run over to my other desk and grab them. So these are just scissors I bought at Costco like maybe 10 years ago. I don't know, 3, 4, they come 3 in a package. So I'll just like to have these handy in my craft room just to use on projects I really don't care about. So I'm just trimming off that designer series paper. Again, it's called Playful Pets. And we'll just trim it off just like that. And we'll recycle this here in my recycle bin. And then here's those fun little cats. All right, so here's our cat card we made, and I didn't see my cat. Oh, this one's really cute too. So there we go. So there's our cat card and our dog card here. So 2 different card designs using squares and circles. So what do you guys think? Let me look at some of the comments here to see if you guys have any questions. Of course, I don't look at comments when I'm crafting or working here just because I don't want to be distracted. So I'm just gonna kind of take a look. Oh, comments, the cat lady. That's really funny. Jamie, that's so funny. Aluminum container full of those too. Great job, Joni. Yep. Strip on the almonds, also DSP, sometimes on the flap and sometimes just put a strip on the envelope somewhere. Nice. All right, so a lot of you guys sounds like you do use your designer series paper on your envelope. That's awesome because we get to showcase it, right? It's really, mostly we really love our paper, but it's really hard to cut into because some of it's so pretty. All right, so that's our card for tonight. So that's all I got except for the giveaways. All right, so let me just put these off to the side there. So just to refresh your memory and what I have going on until, let's see, April 11th is my make and takes for March, or excuse me, oh my gosh, April. All right, see, these are my make and takes. So my ordering special goes until April 11th, which is if you place a qualifying order of $30 or more using this host code here, which is F6NCDYM, you will receive my make and takes. Okay, so make and takes our 4 cards using Hydrangea Hill Designer Series paper, and I'm going to go through these really quick. I've got everything cut out for you guys. So you'll receive everything to make this card except for dimension, your adhesive and dimensionals, that type of thing. The embellishments will be something that I have from my stash. All right, so that's card number 1. Card number 2 is this one here. All right, and then here's a thank you card that I designed, all blank on the inside. And then here's a nice one too, thinking of you with all my heart. Really, really pretty Hydrangea Hill Designer Series paper. And they all come with envelopes. So here's one that I stamped to match this one here. All right, so you'll need your own stamp sets and your ink and adhesive. And then it also includes instructions. So for you guys who have taken some of my card classes or belong to my monthly card club, this is how they come. I have on my little header sheet here and on the supply list. And then inside here, we've got some pictures of the cards and measurements, stamping instructions, and the card assembly with a close-up. So a full card picture here, and then down here it's got a little sample. So I make it super, super easy for you guys. I just finished these today, and I always test them to make sure they're correct. So once in a while I'll get them maybe have something a little bit wrong, but most of the time they're pretty accurate. So those will come to you, and I'll print them all out as well, so you don't have to do that at home. So that is my special ordering at $30. Now, if you order at $50, I'm going to throw in the 4 make and takes with this cute little tag, and then also a package of Stampin' Dimensionals, okay? And then, again, this expires on the evening of April 11th, because on the 12th, I'll need to place an order for what I need for this class. And it's also US customers only. And then the ordering website is my website, which is inspiredbygram.com. And then just at the top, you hit the shop now button. All right, so that is that. Again, here are my cards. The instruction sheets are here. All right, so the giveaways. Let's go over the ones that have not been claimed yet. Like, this is crazy. Like, so I can't believe people won't claim these. They're not reading their emails. Maybe the email addresses I have are bad. So guess what? This is the last chance for number 109. Your partial email address is Nighthawk Angel. Okay, this is your last chance tonight to claim the Stamparatus, which I gave away, like, I don't know when I gave this away, Monday night on my birthday, okay? This is a brand new Stamparatus. Like, this is a hot ticket, right? All right, so then you've got one more day. And then this one here has not been claimed, Oval Occasions. Your partial email address is robin2141@something.net, okay? And now the winner from last night's live that gets the punch party plus the Flower and Field Designer Series paper is Veronica. And your number 17 and your email address is ducky3518@something, okay? So you will have just won the punch party plus the designer series paper. I'll be emailing you unless you are actually watching tonight. So that is for tonight. So then what am I going to give away tomorrow night? Well, we worked with the Many Messages stamp set, and I just happen to have an extra stamp set. I do not have an extra die set, but you can purchase the dies. And if you win this, that's all. You can just, use it as is, or you can go ahead and purchase the dies. But if I had the die and an extra set of dies, I would have thrown it in, but I don't. But I do have an extra set of Many Messages. So this is what will be given away tomorrow in a random drawing. So in order to be part of the random drawing, you need to be on my email list. To do that, you can just copy and paste the link in the description box later tonight when I update my description box in the YouTube Live. Or you can just head over to my website and just fill out that little pop-up that happens to show up like 3 or 5 seconds after you get to my website. Fill it out, and that goes right to my constant contact where you'll be entered into tomorrow night's drawing. So Again, let me just remind Veronica, which is Ducky3518 at something, you won the punch party in the designer series paper. And then Robin2141 at Verizon.net, Oval Occasions. And lastly, Nighthawk Angel, the Stamparatus is waiting for you. You just need to connect with me. I'm gonna send one more email out to you, and if I don't hear from you, I'm gonna re-gift it. Okay. So anyway, I hope you guys join my email list. I've actually been working on my card club, so if you guys are still here, I'll give you guys a sneak peek of 2 of my cards if I can find them. Yep, there they are. So I really wanted to use the ice cream builder and the ice cream paper, but guess what? It's on back order. So I had to retrain or regroup my brain to figure out what I'm going to use. So I'm going to go with some really bright paper for April. And I'm using the Artistry Blooms Designer Series paper. So here are 2 of the cards that I have designed for April Card Club. I have just a couple spots left. I will have the link out hopefully tomorrow. I need to photograph I need to make 2 more of my card designs and photograph these tomorrow. So I'm going to be working on those a little bit later tonight. But it uses Artistry Blooms, and you'll get a 6x12 pack of the Artistry Blooms. You'll also get the linen thread or twine, I think it's called, the Artistry Blooms sequins. These are really fun. They come in different colors. It's the first time I've used them. And I don't have quite all of the list of what I'm going to be including in March or April because I'm still designing it. But if you're on my email list, you will receive information on April Card Club. So it's a monthly subscription for $38 a month, and it includes a ton of at least $20 worth of Stampin' Up! Products that you'll use in your projects and have so much more. But anyway, this is actually a really fun one. This was kind of like a flap card in blue. And I use the stamp set that I use for this one is called Peaceful Moments. Okay, so those are 2 of my card designs. The other 2 will be shown a little bit later tomorrow. And then as just a regroup on the cards I made tonight, here's the dog one, and here is the cute cat one. And my cat must be super tired. She was outside all day today chasing chipmunks. So she's napping, but that is it for tonight, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight and that you guys have a good evening and be well and take care. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.